How's it, folks? Part 2 of Giada, Font of Hope. These are 10 support cards in the deck that I used. There should be no angels in this stack of 10 cards, but these are my 10 favorite support pieces, stacks pieces that help the deck flow, help keep your deck at an advantage. So there's Giada, and starting off at number 10, you go straight to one of my favorite cards, Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. So for 1 and white, you get a legendary creature, human soldier. It's a 2/1 with first strike. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. So any of those removal spells, enchantments, artifacts, those things, one more to cast for your opponents, and you, by the way. So she does affect the entire board, including yourself. But she's just such a good card. I love having her in the deck. One of my favorites for sure. So she is at number 10. At number 9 is Eidolon of Rhetoric. This is a 2 and white for a 1/4 enchantment creature spirit. Each player can cast more than one spell each turn. So if you're behind and you can get this down, it really slows down your opponents and forces them to take care of this card. And it really slows down the pace of the game. So that way you, as a mono white player, can kind of stay in the game and or make a comeback if you're kind of far behind. So a really fun card to use to help the pacing of the game for yourself if you're trying to win. At number 8, Ethersworn Canonist. 1 and white for a 2/2 artifact creature, human cleric. Each player who has cast a non-artifact spell this turn can't cast additional non-artifact spells. So unless they're in an artifact heavy deck, they're pretty much just stuck playing one spell a turn. Same thing with Eidolon, who have multiple instances of this in the deck. Here's to slow them down, make them use their removal on the things that are slowing them down. That way your angels don't draw as much attention as you would assume that they would draw. At number 6 here, actually 10, 9, 8, 7, my bad, can't count. Deafening Silence. It's a 1-drop enchantment, 1 white. Each player can cast more than one non-creature spell each turn. Same thing, slow them down. Unless it's a creature heavy deck, they are really slow down. This can do some work for you. Make sure to put this in your deck. Any white deck, really helpful when it comes to slowing down your opponents. At number 6, surprise, Aura of Silence, 1 and 2 white for an enchantment. Artifact and enchantment spells your opponents cast cost 2 more to cast. You can sacrifice this card, destroy target artifact or enchantment. So once again, we're looking to slow them down. This entire deck is built around slowing down your opponent and then accelerating with your angels once you have the higher land count, because most angels are very expensive. Giada helps that out by being able to generate mana herself. But yeah, really important card. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I've already showed is very stacksy, very slow your opponents down, not kind of fun. But when you're playing mono white, you take every advantage you can get, and this is one of those advantages. And at number 5, different little change up piece. Suitor Priest, a 1 and white for a 1/1 creature cleric. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may gain 1 life. And whenever a creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, you may have that player lose 1 life. So whenever you're playing creatures and this is a very creature heavy deck, you're gaining life. And then when a creature enters the battlefield under your opponent's control, they're losing life. So it's a small little piece. So it's a smaller piece, but very important to kind of help you gain that life that you need in this deck as you look to take hits as you establish your board. Alright, at number 4, Selfless Savior, a little doggo here. 1/1 for 1 white. Sacrifice Selfless Savior, another target creature you control against indestructible until end of turn. This is just a like protection piece. You hope to get this in your opening hand, throw it down. You can protect Giada, you can protect one of your bigger angels. It isn't here to just be a little savior, really. At number 3, Containment Priest, a 1 and a white for a 2/2 human cleric with flash. If a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile instead. So anything that's coming from Foretell, anything that's trying to get cheated out, like say a Kali effect, say search the deck effect, say Alta Polani, this contains it pretty well. So a lot of fun with Containment Priest. Shuts down a lot of those things like that. Very important, very important with the amount of ways that people are cheating cards out now. The and the rate that creatures can come out very quickly. One of my favorite cards in the deck for sure. That's number 3. And number 2 is Authority of the Consuls. So for 1 white, you get an enchantment that says creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, you gain 1 life. So it slows down your opponents, and when they play creatures, you gain life. And it's all creatures, so even if tokens enter, they're making a lot of tokens, you're gaining a lot of life, and those tokens are entering tapped as well. So just a little piece to slow them down, get you some life, balance out the game. Take advantage of your mono whiteness and gain your life and tap their guys down. And at number 1, Drannith Magistrates, 1 and a white for a 1/3 human wizard. Your opponents can cast spells from anywhere other than their hand. So shuts down Commander, shuts down Exile, shuts down Foretell, shuts down casting from top of library, shuts down Unearth, shuts down Flashback, Blitz. So, but y'all know who this is. Drannith Magistrate. Shuts down a lot of people. Doesn't let them play. So yeah, if you get this out turn 2, well, GG's unless they get rid of this. Alright, and just going over this, these are stacks pieces, man. These are just things to slow down the game, to give you some time to establish your board. I don't like playing this way, but in mono white, you kind of have to, unless you're just going to full combat, trying to get things out quickly, but that doesn't usually work that much. So once again, going over the top 10, Drannith Magistrates at 1, Authority of the Consuls at 2, Containment Priest at 3, Selfless Savior 4, Suitor Priest at 5, Order of Silence at 6, Deafening Silence at 7, Ethersworn Canonist at 8, Eidolon of Rhetoric at 9, and Thalia, Guardian of Thraben at 10. Thanks for watching. This is part 2 of this deck. There are a lot of other angels and stacks pieces, support pieces like this that are in the deck that I didn't get to show, but I will have the deck list in the description below for y'all to check out if y'all want to. This is my kind of like go-to mono white deck. I'm working on a second one soon that will also be previewed. But hope you like it. Hope you enjoyed it. Do me a favor, drop a like, drop a comment if you got through this video, and share the video. Anyone who likes Magic, send them my way. Let them know. I put out little deck tips, little deck building things that I do. That being said, it's Friendly Inferno. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.